It's a beautiful rising. I hope people are gonna have a good waking up. It's gorgeous out there. The natural world is, remember, a whole lot. This is gonna be a short, quick conversation. Just taking a second. Before I do the talk. Just showing the wood. There's a river down there. A lot of creatures. Owls and possums, raccoons, and yet no shoes. It's a lot easier to walk in the woods than people think. That's the river. We could do some exploration some other time. So, we're going to talk today about topics that a lot of people don't like, but they got to be talked about. What I'm going to talk about right now is a bit about Jesus Christ and the lies in the Bible, and ways for us to start to see how we're being lied to by what's known as kings and priests, but you could also call it the people that don't want the human being to have access to all of its power. See, a lot of people will try and use quotes saying that this person was eating fish and bread, but they don't realize that it's real easy to change many quotes in a book, but it's hard to get rid of the story of real miracles inside of it. So Jesus was full of all of these so-called miracles and had the highest compassion in the land, but still was killing and eating for slaughter. It doesn't make sense. As a human being, when we explore the earth, if we get the chance or we choose to, we see over and over many different kinds of healers, real healers, and all of their experience is based on the land, is based on their connection to the earth, and especially their connection to their ancestors, the people that survived whatever tragedies or experiences that it took. And it's through that respect of their own ancestors that they get access to hidden information. Instead of getting a lifestyle based on that, nowadays we have a lifestyle based on putting down our own people and accepting stories written before we were even involved, before we were even able, I'm talking about in our recent generations, to have a memory of what was occurring. And the easiest way to dilute expression is to put all words written so far back that we're unable to catch onto the historical expressions of what's going on. And that way, what used to be reason can be turned into miracle. See, miracle is a word that people keep attributing to some sort of magic and don't realize that it's attributable to real life activities. How is it that a person that can go on a deep fast can reverse every incurable disease known to men? How is it there are herbs known by indigenous tribes that can walk into your liver and empty it of all fatty liver disease, or whatever word you want to use to describe the fact that you don't listen to the body's intelligence? There's many stories. It's easy to choose one and get distracted, but I'll do one that's really simple. There's a story written of a woman who chases Jesus Christ, and her problem is that she has a constant period. She's always bleeding, and she has no way to stop it. Somehow it's said that in the middle of a crowd, she touches the hem of his sleeve, of his tunic, and that period just vanishes. When it's written that way, it's a wonderful miracle. But here on earth, I've seen with my own eyes people get healed of these chronic period diseases by healers walking this earth currently. But we would disrespect those healers and say they're less than a written story of the same healer that used to walk the earth before he got killed. And this is where I'm saying that we're losing our minds because we're being told we have no power. There's many herbs that can cure and heal those kind of period symptoms. The first thing is getting off the flesh, because the period is just like a man's intense toxic lust. It's a form of elimination and cleanse. But even without going into that, the disrespect to the natural healer is again the whole story taking place on earth the entire time the empire exists. Because building power in the community always challenges the popular authority. At that time it was Roman, so-called Jewish, but we know that all it really is folks getting their authority taken away from them by natural forces. The human being currently thinks that his mind is above the mind of the source itself. And that is the most intense lie we could tell ourselves. Because true divinity is geometric and above all infinite. And we ourselves have the capability to tap into that. But we're being denied that capability by being kept inside on a constant basis and without access to sunlight. See, what a man will say is, miracles are what will bring you out. But miracles make you powerless. Miracles make you dependent. Miracles make you a part of someone's pasture, where they are the one who is able to dictate to you how to connect to the Creator in what manner and what will put you in hell. And as long as those truths are being given to you from miracle and not from reason, you will always be trapped. Because there are real ancestors walking this planet, and there are real people who have the gift of consciousness ready to impart it upon others and give them access to the knowledge that heals and restores our bodies. But instead of respecting those people and those things, you're being taught to give yourself to an invisible ancestor who has no access to you and who would never use the lines of reason being dictated to you. The reason that miracle is less powerful than reason is because we all have access to reason, and that is our direct conduit to source. This man had no way to simply magically help this woman's period go away. But on earth, there are herbs like St. John's bush, Jamaican dog's blood, and many others that can do those very things. So how could it be that across cultures, over and over again, a person could help someone right now heal these problems, but it wouldn't be considered a miracle? This is the problem. We're being made dependent because reason is your power, and a miracle is something you have no access to. At least that's how the story goes. The point of this is to stop denying the authority you have and the divinity within you. Most of us are keeping our own health at the lowest level it possibly could be, simply out of a desire to have comfort in following a European lifestyle. We have to become indigenous again if we want to stand a chance. Everything that's happening right now, people begging for SNAP benefits and people begging for the government to feed and heal us, is just gonna keep us lost and dependent on the white man system. And until we get through that and we get back to building our individual powers and our collective resources, all you're gonna have is stories of miracles to depend on, and no one with their own reason around you helping you build your own and restoring your own leadership and authenticity. Is that the world you want to live in? Enjoy it.